Alright guys, we're back. Let me get this Pokemon out of the way. Put it into a handy dandy box. Now, we have a bit of a throwback Tuesday here because the next Flesh and Blood set is coming out with the Hunted. And I think we're due for some fab openings. Do I have my skizzers here? Where are my skizzers? Skizzers? Oh no, my handy dandy opening tool is also missing. Oh lord. I'm a mess. Alright, we've acquired skizzers. Do you like the word skizzers more than scissors? I don't know. I prefer scissors, I guess. Skizzers is funnier though. So, Rosetta. Let's have a talk about this set. Boxes, well, cases. Oh no, get off my thing. Thank you. Cases, which is a case of 4 boxes, as we are about to illustrate here, boop, are roughly about $318 on TCG Player, and you get 4 beautiful, beautiful boxes. We'll open these two because there's holes in the packaging. They're all going to get opened, of course, but we'll start with these two. Now, Rosetta is sitting at $320 a case. Why is this important? Flesh and Blood as a whole has revamped their release quantities, volumes, etc. so that they are no longer, quote-unquote, flooding the market. Now, token. That's a nice balance on screen. Perfect. Now, these cases have held steady and actually bumped up into the $350 range during the TCG Player sale a few weeks back. And I actually sold a fair number of cases at $347, $348, something like that. And you can go look and see how many I sold. I think it was like 5 or 6. And people loved it. They thought the product was great. Overall, the feedback on this product has been incredible. It is a wonderfully good product. Now, we get a talk here on EV. There's one card. One of the Majestics. There are now several Majestics that are $10, $20, $30. Like Gone in a Flash is I think $20. Current Funnel I think is like $15. There's a few other $10, $20 cards. I think Call to the Grave is like $8 or something like that right now. But you know, the cost on these boxes at $315, I'm willing, Kolfa. I'm willing to make a bit of a bet that by the time we're done opening this case, and I will do the math in the second video so you guys can see. I would be willing to bet that we actually open more than $320 worth of cards. We have legendaries that are $40, $50 a piece, and some that are even encroaching on $120, $130, the EAs and stuff. Another Majestic. That one's not too expensive. Although, with Assassin coming out in the Hunted, I think we might see some play here for some of these Assassin equipments. We might see those bump up in price some more, depending on what cards get spoiled. So I have actually held and retained most of those Assassin equipments for that very reason. Also, honestly, they were kind of just too cheap, so I was just like, After I sold like that initial wave, trying to target people like completing sets and getting like big $300, $400 orders, which there's a fair number of people that do that. I kind of just stopped. Oh, that's kind of an L. Not to be confused with Legendary, it's just like an L. I kind of just stopped listing the cheap cards, and I was like, okay, let's prioritize proper holdings here. We're going to start keeping all these cheaper cards in place. And we're not really going to be looking to offload too much more of this. However, cards like Gone in a Flash, I'm very okay getting rid of at $20, $30 because I think they're just good movers, right? Like your cards are expensive enough, you're going to recoup good money, your upside is substantial at that point, and you know, generally speaking, you're doing okay moving a Majestic at $20 or $30, especially on like a new set in Fab. Now you can make the argument, oh, well, what if it does like the weakest link and it goes from like 20 to 70? Well, okay, sure. I mean, I kept mine because I got busy and just forgot to list all my misfail stuff after it got sorted. That's another couple dollar Majestic. And, you know, I ended up having that happen. I sold, oh, good lord, I think 7 or 8 copies that I had, and all of them were like $70 a pop. That happens sometimes. Like, it is what it is. Snuff Out's a few bucks. The Majestics that we're really looking for, though, is Plow Under and Felling the Crown, I believe it is. And those 2 cards are both $30 and $40, $50 a piece. A pop. So if you open either one of those, you basically just have a free roll box, which is majestic, pun intended. And this is a good example of playability and desirability coming in clutch and helping pump the crap out of an EV in a box. You also have Cold Foil Adult Heroes, your Cold Foil Fable you can pull. There's multiple $100+ cards that you can hit in that area. The Cold Foil Fable, I think, is actually like $160, $170 right now. I have one sold to a buddy of mine actually on a shelf somewhere. I need to get shipped to him, but I'm waiting for him to buy more crap because we're good buddies. I just don't want to ship him a singular card because I'm being cheap. It's okay. If you ever harass me about it, I'll go find and get it shipped. But the advantage of mucking with friends once in a while. So we've created this interesting scenario where there's a lot of plus EV. Ooh, the oh man, that just happened. So remember how I mentioned there was multiple $100+ cards we could be hitting? This is one of them. Get some sleeves over here. Put those puppies right there. Call to the Grave is about $100 a pop for the EA Extended Art. This right there pays for the entire box. I know someone that has purchased a page of those and would probably happily purchase that for how about $85 because he just really likes the card. And I'm like, you know what? I respect that. And we're going to put these packs in a bag over here. But in the meantime, we're going to continue on to box 2. Put that over there. Get this open. Like I said, we opened the whole bloody case. And I'm going to do a rough EV breakdown, which is already wonderfully juicy. Because I think people are still, even at $320 a case, I think they are still underpricing Rosetta. I think Rosetta legitimately should be pushing $350, if not $375 a case. There's no looming reprints for the set. It's not like I can just go buy, you know, another 180 cases tomorrow real quick and get it shipped to my door. There's not really any additional motive here to hold these product lines back other than negative sentiment. And negative sentiment changes very quickly. We saw this happen in the Pokemon market. We've seen it happen in the Magic market. We've seen it happen in the Fab market before. It doesn't take a whole lot for general player sentiment to just crush and destroy a market. Arc Lightning is another $10 or $15 card. And just absolutely crush a market. Like, you know, you can go from $120 boxes all day to $400 boxes within a month. Like, this is the kind of, like, crushing, damaging kaboom to your wallet that you'll never expect or be ready for. And it kind of just happens when it happens. Now, why is this so important? Well, you see, I still have a lot of Rosetta. Like, I have 70 cases of Rosetta still, I think. And I haven't sold it. I also haven't opened it. And now, I will do another video. Ooh! There's another $10 or $15 card. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We're doing the inverted EV. I'm calling it. I'm going to do the math, right? I know we get a Marvel per box. They're going to average out to a certain price. You sometimes get 2 Marvels. There's other things you can hit. I'm not going to factor in the EA Majestics because I think that's unreasonable. The hit rates are too unpredictable on them and the price ranges are way too high. But it's just one more like X modifier for you doing a mass opening of this product line. And it is what it is. Now, we have this wonderful wonderful thing called a Google spreadsheet. Right now, you guys may not be familiar with this, but it's this faraway demonic tool called Excel. And some people just curse it and hate it and loathe it. I personally adore it. I started tracking the Pokemon data more consistently, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure out how to graph on an Excel, because you know what? Excel has all these handy-dandy graphing things that make it look pretty and neat, and I don't know how to use any of them, and I'm going to figure it out. And I did, and I now have a beautiful, wonderful looking spreadsheet tracking the weekly / semi-bi-monthly data and prices on these Pokemon Scarlet Violet boxes. And it's allowed me to make a really good understanding and estimate of the market, right? Like taking that 10 or 15 minutes every other week or once a week and just doing that quick SV01 search, SV02 search, copy paste, verified low average, just that real quick check has provided me an exceptional amount of insight that I don't think most people understand or realize. And I do the same thing whenever I'm calculating the EV on a box that I'm going to mass break. It's why I purchased an absolute bananas amount of, Plan for the Worst, Double Majestic Pack. It's why I purchased an absolute bananas amount of Theros boxes, Theros collector boxes, because I know the set is inverted. And it's not by like a little bit either. It's by like a fair amount. And like this is the draft boxes, which are your most consistent opening product in Magic is draft boxes. Well, these are like, this precedes like play and set boxes and all that stuff. But it provided a truly consistent, stable opening experience. And you could do the math so easily, right? Like, you know exactly how many Majestics you're going to hit, or Mythics you're going to hit. You know exactly how many Rares you're going to hit. And you can do the math based off of that, and you can calculate your EV with commons and uncommons, because I do bulk that stuff out, so I do recover the money on those as well. Most people don't, but a keynote for me is I don't factor in my commons and uncommons as part of my opening experience profit, right? If my box costs me $320 for a case, right? I don't count whatever I'm going to sell the commons and uncommons for and all the bulk, because that takes months to recoup. It's not something that's quick. It takes a while. So I don't factor that in. Ooh, Channel Millennium Tree. Not an EA, but also a really nice Majestic. This card has been climbing a fair bit as well. This was another one of those like $2, $3 cards. I think it's up around $8 now. And I think it's just going to go more. Like, we have a really beautiful art. It has like a semi-full art on the art for the foiling. It's just a really nice card. And it's a pretty playable card. Like, Amp 3, Channel Earth, you can next end phase, put a flow counter to destroy it unless you put an Earth card from your purchase on the bottom of your deck for each flow counter on it. So, yeah. I mean, you get to Amp 3 every time. Like, huzzah. And at the beginning of your action phase, Amp 3, Amp 3. So it's just a nice little card. It's solid, it's consistent, you can build play around it, and it's just going to continue to gain value probably. I expect that to probably be, probably 10 or 15 bucks at least. And if a hero comes along that can really utilize it, it can go a lot higher, because it doesn't take a whole lot for a card in Fab to go from $20 to $70, or even $1 or $2 to $40. As we saw with a few cards in Bright Lights, we've seen it happen in Everfest over and over again. And this is why it's important that you be consistent with things and why you should open things. Now, what we have here off these two boxes, right? Let's assume we are, $80 a box, right? So 160 bucks. This is 100. That's 15. That's like probably $1. So off of these three cards, and we've hit, keep in mind, we've hit no good Majestics, no legendaries, which is where all of the big money is from. $8, few bucks, $5, few bucks, $1, $8, $1, few bucks, pennies, $1, few bucks, $7, $8. So we have about $20 or $30 Majestics here, and we have another $120 worth of cards here. We're right about $150 worth of stuff. And let me go back and double check here, make sure I didn't miss any foil M's. Light speed, you're like, oh my god, he goes so fast. How does he final through those cards? And that's that. So we have about $150 worth of foils and Majestics here and just the special stuff and the hits. We haven't even hit our big money stuff. This is generally the bottom half of our Majestic hits. Like if we could, this is I think the only reasonable thing, Call to the Grave. Snuff Out's a few bucks. Arc Lightning is decent. But like generally this is not like our big hits, right? This is not stuff that pays for the box. We are still missing that, and they're going to be in these other two boxes. So we have a Legendary that we're due. We've hit the Marvel. We even hit an EA. And this is off a random case on my shelf, right? Like there's no mapping involved here. I literally just went and grabbed a random case and said, I'm going to open this one for some videos. But yeah, I just wanted to say, thank you, LSS, for continuing to make these awesome products. This stuff has been amazing. I'm looking forward to the Hunted. I'm going to open up an absolutely bananas numbers of boxes, and I am super excited for that coming up. So thank you, guys. I need to go over... Oh, man, I have a backlog of videos I have to edit, too, because I have all the moving videos and stuff to do and a few other assorted shenanigans, but we have some fun stuff coming, guys. Thanks. Bye-bye for now.